Hey everyone, it is NTI day 10. I'm going to be going over our packet page for the day. It is Nonfiction Reading Kit Key Details for our Halifax Explosion story. I'm reading your key details directions for this page, and it can be a little bit tricky, so I'm going to go through each of these to help you all out. Okay, so let's look at the directions. It says, in the nonfiction article, The Halifax Explosion, author Kristen Lewis uses many key details to help you understand what the people of Halifax went through during and after the explosion. Follow the prompts in this activity to find those details and prepare to respond to the Think and Write prompt on page 9. So first, if you look at number 1, it says using a highlighter or a sticky note. So if you have your highlighter from your pencil pouch, that would be great. Mark key details in the article that show that December 6, 1917 started out as a normal day in the towns of Halifax and Dartmouth. So that is what we're going to be looking at for number 1. In your own words, write the details you find on the right over here. So they have done one for you. The one that they have done says moms are feeding their children breakfast. So that supports that it was a normal day in the towns of Halifax and Dartmouth. So you need to find at least 2 more details that support that it was a normal day. On a normal day, moms feed their kids breakfast. That's a normal thing. So you need to go back and look in the section that it tells you. For each of these, they're going to give you a hint of where to look. This one says look in the opening section. So I'm going to go to our story. And this is our opening section. It's right after the cover page there. So the first section that you see, if you look in this paragraph here, it's talking a lot about what the people were doing that was normal for any other day. So find at least 2 more details in there to add to this side of your page. You can make a bulleted list here. Now, if we look at number 2, it says, again, we're going to use a highlighter. You can use a pen or a crayon or whatever you have at home. You're going to mark the key details in the article that tell why the Mont Blanc exploded. So we're looking at the reason why it exploded. They have done one for us. It was carrying benzol, which can blow up easily. That is one detail that supports why it exploded. So it gives us a hint. We're going to look in the section crash, whoosh. So if I go to my story, find the heading that says crash, whoosh. There it is. In this section, it's going to tell us some more reasons of why it exploded. So find at least 2 more. Other than it carrying that liquid, what else was a reason why it exploded? And some of this goes over to the next page too, right there at the top. Number 3 says use a different color highlighter, but you can use whatever you have. You're going to mark details that support that the explosion caused a lot of damage. So how do we know? Well, the text says that ships were turned upside down. How else do we know that it caused a lot of damage? There's a lot of details in the text that support this. So you can look in the section ripped to pieces, more horror, and looking for answers. Any of those sections will help us find details that support what kind of damage it caused. So if you go back and look at your section headings, ripped to pieces, what happened over here? There's a lot of things that it tells us that it causes damage to. You can look there. You can look in this section, more horror, and you can look in looking for answers. So find those details there. What kind of damage did it cause? Number 4, we're looking at the details that support what Noble experienced after the explosion. So they have done one for us. When Noble woke up, there were piles of rocks and crushed concrete around him. So that happened after the explosion. What are some other things that happened to him? What did he experience after the explosion? We need to look in Ripped to Pieces and More Horror for those answers. So you go back up here to Here's more horror. And it tells you he woke up right here. So what did he experience after that? And up here too, and ripped to pieces. Find at least 2 more to add to this list. And number 5, we're looking at the detail, what happened to Noble and his family after the disaster. So this is about him and his family. The other one was, what did he experience after the explosion? So this one's going to be a little bit different. One detail that supports it is that their family never found Noble's brother, Gordon. It's very sad, but you need to find 2 more details that tell us what happened to him and his family after the disaster. Look in the section looking for answers. You're going to find your answers, your details in that section, looking for answers. What happened to him and his family after that? Those 2 pages. And that will be your last question for that one. I have posted our video of vocabulary words for you guys to learn those. You do have it assigned in your classwork tab too, underneath Halifax Explosion Assignments. You have your page for today and your vocabulary slideshow in there. I will be sending out your new Spelling City words today, so be looking for those. I hope you guys have a great Tuesday.